What's up everybody? So in this video I am gonna give a full breakdown guideline on this high budget COC Ice Nova. Okay, I am playing on the Assassin. I know I didn't really explain much on the low and the mid budget, and this is a very brand new, I would consider it as a very brand new COC build that I have done. Okay. It is very tanky. So for those of you that have played the mid budget, you probably already know that. Yes, it doesn't have that insane crazy damage, but in return you get that ultra tankiness, but the damage is still decent enough to clear a lot of stuff. Alright, so right, without further ado, just want to let you know I have actually updated the trade links, and all the POBs are here also. Wait, where is it? I'm trying to find. Okay, sorry, it's like here. Right, so it's under line 26 of my PoE builds. Okay, just look for the COC Ice Nova Armour version. Alright, I will change the date and the links is here. You can just click, the POB is here. Just for convenience sake, I am going to put it here as well. Okay, just for convenience sake. Yeah, let me just add this on also, might as well, right? And yeah, the links have all already been updated. Okay, as you can see, give me a second. Yeah, as you can see, all of the links are updated. Please take note of whatever that is here. Okay, like example, Militant Fate. It doesn't have to be anything, so just any numbers, right? Any numbers is the best. And then like Watcher side, you can change the second mod, blah blah. For that, there are a lot of items that you probably will want and have to craft in this build. Right, like the rare items, I'm using a rare intelligence helmet. I am using also the rare incursion glove, which you can kind of like craft further by yourself. And then the rare ES boots as well, so on and so forth. Your ring and your belt. I will explain more later, okay? But the steps to crafting is just in here. Just have a quick look at it. Alright, and also I want to apologize for making this video very late. Okay, one reason is because I really do not have time to play so much this late. I'm not farming as much as it is. But I think really the main problem why it was so late also is because, brutally honestly, the league is kind of screwed. Alright, the league is so screwed that the economy is so fluctuating. Inflation is real inside. There are a lot of items are very scarce. They are very hard to find also. And yes, one really big problem one really big problem as to why I took so long to do up this build, give me a second, is because of this skill gem this league. Okay guys, you can see there is only 30 in the market. Each, the cheapest, the goddamn most cheapest is like 47. Okay, it has dropped now. It was previously like 56 divine or something like that. Like, dude, that's literally like my whole entire high budget build last league. It's crazy. Okay, I'm not gonna pay this kind of price just for Awakened COC gem. So what I did was I managed to build up an alternative to not use this skill gem. That's why I've been working very hard on the POB to find ways to make it work. And yeah, I'll go through more on the synergies later. There are a lot of things that are also expensive, like your Watcher's High with Hatred. There is also the Bottle Fate, which is so expensive this late. Okay, and then stuff like I need a lot of Eldritch Chaos to actually roll the helmets, which is also goddamn expensive. And yeah, everything is just expensive and scarce. That's why it is so hard to do the build. I literally had to find ways and solution for people to actually play this build. Like, at least the item must be self-craftable. It is not very scarce. It is not like one of a kind item in the market. It is searchable. It is not like some rare shiny Pokemon. I wouldn't want that either. Right? So that's why I've been trying to figure out what is the best possible ways that anybody can play the build, like with good currency, not buying this shit. Okay, I will quickly go through the pros and cons of this build. Alright, so first of all, I want to talk about class ascendancy. Many of the players has always been trying to figure out like, hey, I want to play COC. Should I play on Assassin? Should I play on Occultist? Should I play on Inquisitor? Whichever. So here's the point, okay? All three classes are okay, but you need to understand why those specific classes are played. So for Assassin, right, it is first and foremost the easiest way to scale crit, okay? The easiest way to scale your critical strike chance, because we need 100% critical strike chance at any point of time for this build to work very effectively, alright? If your effective critical strike chance is not at 100%, you are not going to depend on those POB numbers for damage, alright? I can easily say like if you're going to depend, example, from Bottle Fate for 100% crit, then I would say maybe you can reduce your DPS by 10 or 20%, which is quite a lot, right? Something like that, right? So yes, Assassin skills crit and crit multiplier a lot. It is very speedy because of elusive. It is slightly more defensive also because of elusive. Alright. This is basically the two main points. Alright, it's just fast, mobile, and crit. But the cons of Assassin is that when you reach a certain limit, like a certain damage ceiling, it is extremely hard to scale more damage, right? But yeah, the point is, you can go for easy crit. Is more for casual players like me who doesn't have extremely a lot of time to play, to farm like mirrors within weeks or something like that. So for COC, the casual ones, I would prefer you go for Assassin. Alright, and then next we come to Occultist. Occultist is by far the best character for damage on COC. Why is that so? They have improved cold damage, alright, inbuilt into their class ascendancy. They have double curse. They can pierce through hexproof, which is basically the monsters have curse immunity, and it just completely overrides that. And you have the power charge area as well. So basically you have a lot of area of effect. And yeah, it's just one of the, I would say it's the best. Okay, it's the best in terms of damage. However, the thing you're gonna give up for that is crit. You don't have sources of power charge generation, which means in your skill gem slot, one of it definitely has to be a power charge on critical strike gem, right? And then second is you are scaling crit harder than Assassin, because your base crit is low. You need a lot of critical strike chance. A lot of players rely on mage blood, jewels, trees, items as well, rings for like critical strike chance, and it's very important, and it's very hard to scale. Okay, and last but not least, Inquisitor. Inquisitor is also decent. I will say Inquisitor is slightly more tankier, right? And it's really good because it gives the attribute. It pierces like through all the elemental resistance, right? Which means you don't really need like cold exposure. You don't really need frostbite. Okay, I don't know what's the interaction between like 100% elemental penetration and frostbite. Maybe you do like excessive damage. I did not really read about that, but what I know is I have not played an, no, I did play an Inquisitor once, but I didn't really explore into that Inquisitor side further. Alright, I didn't really research it because it's slow. It is very slow and it just doesn't suit my style, right? But yes, Inquisitor work as well. The cons is basically the same as Occultist. Alright, you need ways to scale your power charge. You need ways to generate your power charges, and you need to scale a lot of critical strike chance, right? So these three things is like the most mandatory thing in COC, and Assassin just fulfills it very effectively. Alright, PoE Warrior time. So first and foremost, I'm gonna briefly talk about the stats of this build. Um, for mana, right, we at level 95, we only have about 100 plus. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you it is good enough. Alright, mana is like fulfilled. As you can see from here, Ice Nova costs 0. Okay, it costs 0. As long as you follow all of the mandatory items that I've shown here, it costs 0. Mainly from this skill tree here, which I found out is really very good. Okay, and then of course inspiration, and then both the rare rings is just gonna make you 0 mana, which also means you can do no leech maps. Okay, you can completely do no leech maps or even no regen maps. Okay, but you can't do both. Right, both you can't do no leech plus no regen. Okay, and yeah, moving down, our ES is not at my expected range, so I usually like to keep it around 5k ES, right? But it is a give and take. All right, this build is already so tanky by itself, that I feel it is okay to let go a little bit. So 4.5 thousand is the benchmark that this build should have or will have. Okay, as you further progress your level, you can just add more ES. Alright, and then of course, armor. Based on the mid budget, we actually have 50k armor, but here you only have like around 30k armor. Wait, why is it 28? I think it's because of the Watcher's Eye. Let me just do a quick change. Yeah, it is the Watcher's Eye. Okay, it's supposed to be the best one. Obviously, I would recommend is just to take the armor. Alright, so with the Watcher's Eye armor, you should hit around 30k. Alright, 30k is good enough. We are actually using Aegis Aura, which I'll explain later. Okay, and maximum block chance, cap resistance. We are taking chaos inoculation, so which means you are completely immune to chaos damage. Okay, DPS is only about 13 million, right? 13 million. You can go higher if you increase, and then of course movement speed is very fast because it is assassin. Okay, because it is assassin. Right, so skill tree, I only have 90, 95 and 100. I would not go below 90 because a lot of the items are, or I would say a lot of the nodes are very mandatory for this build. Okay, to actually work nicely, because at level 90 I already reducing like energy shield and stuff. When I actually take a look at the rest, it's very hard to let go, right? If you want to really play at like level 80, you gotta remove all of the power charges, nodes and stuff like that, but your crit is not gonna be as good. Still fine, but not as good. And yeah, you can still play it, alright? Okay, so level 95 skill tree. Let's start from the left side first, okay? This is something that I have. Oh, I'm at level 100, sorry. Level 95. So this is something that I have seen a few of the. Actually, I referenced it from a few of the Korean players, and I think it's really, really clever. Like this placement of this Thread of Hope Large. First of all, when you put it here, you take Glancing Blows. And you take Divine Shield. This 2 keystone without even puffing to there is just so perfect and awesome. Alright. And not only that, you can actually take Sovereignty and Reservation Efficiency without taking this two. Alright. So you don't really need to take this two. Right? Because even if you take or do not take, it's not gonna make like extremely a lot of difference. And you don't really need this area effect aura, right? So it is really, really very good over here. Okay, and when you want to, if you really, really want to further up, like buff up your character after from like 95 to 100, you can add all this small armor and energy nodes, or you can even take the Light of Divinity, right? It bumps up like 500k damage, which is a lot, really a lot. Unfortunately, if only Divine Judgment was slightly above, then you could take it, but too bad. Is this whole circle is just so good already. Right, and here we want to take this mastery, armor and energy shield mastery. 10% of physical damage from hit is taken as chaos damage. We are chaos immune, which means we immediately mitigate off 10% of physical damage, right? Which means you will straight up take 90% of the physical damage, okay? And then of course, nothing much over here. We don't really have points to take this notes. So even if you take it, it's like 1 million DPS, you can take it from 95 to 100, okay? And here, this is literally all the what do you call it? The block nodes you need to cap your resist. That's all. Okay, because of glancing blows, and of course take this shield mastery so that you can cap your block chance as well. Here is some ES nodes. I took this also because it's gonna give us a lot of ES, like just straight up 200 ES, which I think is really very good. Of course, this I don't really have to talk about it. Okay, and alright, onto this jewel socket. Because Awakened COC is so goddamn expensive, I had a friend, shout out to Amber, for really giving this awesome, solid idea. Okay, basically you buy a Forbidden Flame and Flash and allocate like clockwork on Assassin. This is only available on Assassin class, okay? Don't be a genius and go to Occultist class and buy this, it will not work. So what does like clockwork do? It basically gives you 30% increased cooldown recovery rate, right? Which is almost, or I would say, equivalent to the Awakened COC gem, right? So this is the cheap alternative to not buying the Awakened cast on crit, and this thing costs like less than 1 div. I mean, when I bought it, it was less than 1 div. It might be like 1 div right now. Okay, so this was the solution to the Awakened cast on crit. Okay, so one side is Forbidden Flame and the other side is Forbidden Flash right here. So you need both of them to actually allocate this like clockwork. Right? And Cluster Jewel is still the same, guys. There's really nothing much change. Of course the best is Blancaster Snow, but honestly I wouldn't pay like 11 or 12 div for it. Like if you really want to min-max, then yes, please go ahead and buy Blancaster Snow, but otherwise anything that gives you increased elemental or cold damage, I think is good. Right, there are a few options in my trade links, so do check them out. Prismatic Heart for the elemental resistance as well, kind of like to parry off from the Thread of Hope. Okay, and then you branch out to 2 medium clusters. This is where you have Vast Power, 3% effect, increased area effect per power charge, alright, up to 50%. So with 2 sides, you will reach 50%. Okay, up to a maximum of 50%, which means you literally have 50% more AoE, and in this build, your Ice Nova will be really big. Okay, so yeah, get the 25% increased effect on your medium cluster as well, because we are only going to take this side. We don't really have much points to spend. And next is the small cluster jewel. This is kind of mandatory, and what we are really looking for here is this increase, 25% increase effect. Alright, you will need some resistance here as well to scale, otherwise you will not be able to cap resistance. Right, it's same for here as well. Alright, totally same. Okay, I explained the jewel, so let's go down first. So this one, okay, I want to talk about this critical mastery. People might start to question, like, why do you take this +3 to level of all critical supported gems when you are already not using Awakened cast on crit? Okay, like the whole purpose actually to use this mastery was because, let me pull out this and show you. Awakened cast on critical strike right here. So at level 5, you have 31% increased cooldown recovery rate. Okay, sorry. How do I... Okay, can I down it by 3? Let's down it by 3 level first. Okay, so this is a level 5 COC, okay? At level 5 COC, you have 22% increased cooldown recovery rate. The whole reason why people always take that mastery +3 levels is because it will bump it up to level 8, and at level 8, you have 31% increased cooldown recovery, right? So because now I'm actually not using Awakened cast on crit, you might ask, why am I still taking this? The reason is because of inspiration. Okay, inspiration is also a critical tag gem, and by having more levels, you actually have more reduced mana cost. Now look at Ice Nova of Frostbolt is 0 mana, right? If I were to remove this, it's 10 mana cost. Okay, I'm not saying it is not okay, it is still okay, but then you will have one more mod to worry about when you are mapping. So I mean, the damage is also not that bad. Okay, it's either you take this 25% critical strike multiplier, or you take this +3 to all support of critical gems. Alright, and this +3 also affects your critical damage support. That's why I felt that this is the better option. Right, and moving down, this will be our new position for Militant Fate. Very simple reason, you can reach 70 devotion points, and this will give you straight upright like 28% increased elemental damage and 7% reduced mana cost. It's also the whole reason why, it's also part of like the contributed reason why our mana cost is 0. Okay, and what's nice about here, you don't have to worry about the numbers. Just get any number you want, because we're not taking any passive nodes over here. Alright, so take any numbers you want. We are only gonna get inner conviction over here. Okay, and then we're gonna scale downwards. We kind of like needed this. Unnatural Instinct is here, so this one definitely no change. This is like the best spot for Unnatural Instinct because it gives you attack speed, it gives you accuracy, it gives you dexterity, just one small note, not like it really matters, and now of course it gives you movement speed as well. Okay, so really nice spot for Unnatural Instinct. And this is where I figured out that I would branch out to this mana node instead of the top. So what I did was, usually I will take it here, like take the mana nodes here, and then I will take the this mastery, 10% reduced mana cost of skills. But because the nerf to mana cost this late was kind of hefty, like they removed the benchcraft for the flask, right? That you cost 20 to 25% reduced mana cost for skills. Yeah, they removed that, and because of that, right, it affected this build quite badly. Alright, so that's where I actually realized that, hey, I can just just spend 2 more points right here, and I can have like 10 plus 5% reduced mana cost, which is 15%. On top of that, your mastery, you're gonna have 25% reduced mana cost. Right, so literally this build costs 0 mana cost, also because largely contributed over here. And let's go on to the right. I no need to talk about this because this is just critical notes. Here we are going Chaos Inoculation, of course. Justice Written in Blood for more ES, and then there's a +10 strength, and then moving downwards is just your, I put the Watcher's Eye right here. Alright, you can put it anywhere else. Even the Forbidden Flame and Flash doesn't really matter. And this Leech Notes, alright. This Leech Notes, people might ask like, why do you need this? Okay, you can actually remove this, like honestly, but I am taking it, is really the whole sole purpose is really just for that 10% of leech in this instant. Okay, even though it's not like super powerful whereby your ES is gonna leech almost instantly, but when you have a 10 or 20% ES on leech hit rate, right? Just imagine this. On hit rate, okay, this is on hit rate, so 917, 10% is 90. Just think of it this way, whereby you are leeching 90 ES instantly, okay, and because Cyclone is Ice Nova is triggering at like 10 times per second, you are leeching 900. Okay, so it's really insane how much ES you can leech almost like instantly, especially like when there's 5 monsters. You're almost gonna leech back almost your ES completely, right? But yes, if you really don't want this, then you can remove it. Okay, I'm pretty sure you can remove it. And then this accuracy notes, I think previously I took something else. I took like this one equals to bonus grants plus 3 accuracy rating. But I realized that this is so much more better and it solves a lot of problem. It also solves one of the map mod whereby you have, I think, 20% less accuracy rating inside your map, and this kind of like eliminates half of it. So it's really really good. Okay. Yeah, so that's roughly about the build for the skill tree. For level 100, honestly, just take whatever you want. Just take whatever you want, okay? The changes for mine, I took this 10% aura so that I have more armor, more ES, more damage, okay? And then I took this 3% increased damage per endurance, frenzy or power charge, because we have both power and endurance charge, okay? No frenzy. And next that I will take is actually Zealot's off. But you only take this if you are using Enduring Cry. I am using Enduring Cry, so that's why I take this. Okay? The rest, honestly, is just one more Endurance charge and this. But if you really do not want to take all this, like you can, there are some other options, okay? There's really some other options. So let me show you. The other options is actually you can just take this whole Divine Judgment. Okay, I should use the level 95 tree, my bad. You can just take this whole thing and it just bumps you up to another 2 million damage. Straight, flat, like 4 nodes. You can even take this, you can take anything, and it will just bump you up by another, like, 4 million. That is really a lot. Okay, that is really a lot. The other thing you can probably take, where is it? I can't find. You can just take more ES nodes. Like, you can even take here if you really want. But honestly, I would just take these 3 ES nodes here as well. Okay, it's really good because you have more armor, which means you have more survivability as well. Okay, just play around with level 95 to 100. It is completely up to your choice. Alright, so for the for the Pantheon, please go for Brine King, because we don't really have stun immunity, so the Soul of Brine King is gonna prevent you from getting stunned simultaneously. It's really crazy. And then we do not have completely immune to ailment, right? So this is where Brine King also shines, because you have 100% chance to avoid being frozen, 50% reduced effect chill on you. Not like this really matters, I'll explain later. And then Soul of Breath, which will give you 60% less duration of ignite on you. If you can have an implicit modifier which grants you less duration of ignite on your jewels, that will be awesome. Okay, unaffected by burning ground, which is good also if you are doing Searing Exarch, right? And then yeah, the configuration just follow what I have when you are doing the build, right? I will show you the skills now. So for the skills, right, you can see, yes, I'm using cast on critical strike, normal cast on critical strike. Okay, I'm not using awaken. Honestly, what's the difference, right? I can tell you the difference is actually huge. Okay, last league awaken COC was 2 div, I think. At level 6 it was like 10 div. Yeah, and with this league being awaken COC so expensive, I kind of like understood the difference between having it and not having it. If you're gonna use awaken cast on crit, you don't have to use that 2 jewel, which also means you are going to have 2 more empty jewel sockets, which can have triple crit multi modifier. Okay, so let me just give you a very 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 quick it's right here. Okay, oh my god, so laggy. Okay, so let's just say if I have this, okay, I am going to, let me just craft a quick one. Okay, do look out for my damage, okay? Do look out for my damage. Just create a cobalt jewel first. There is literally 3, there's like 4, okay? There's like 4 critical strike multiplier skills. Okay, let me just find it over here. There's like global as well. There's like spell, and then there's like elemental also. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore. Okay, let me just put the multiplier global one instead. I'm gonna add this. Right, is this a level? Yeah, this is level 95.3, right? So you can see, oh, okay, the damage also bump up by a little bit. But let's just say if I don't have this Forbidden Flame and Flash, okay? Okay. I am going to put in one triple crit multi-jewel. Look at the damage. Look at the damage increase. 2 crit multi-jewel literally bump you up by like, I don't know, 2.5 million damage. That is huge. That is really huge, okay? For a COC build that is meant to be tanky, getting another 2.5 million damage is a lot. So yeah, that's the whole reason why I also feel quite painful when I had to use this, because I don't really have currency. And for those of you casual players that are almost similar like me, this is what it is if you really want to play the build this late. Okay, I'm sorry, there has really no alternative. The alternative is, yeah, just buy Awaken Cast on Crit. Alright, and then the usual Ice Nova or Frostbolt, Inspiration, Awaken Cold Damage, and Increase Critical Strike. Increase critical damage. Okay, just follow the gem and quality here. And for the 4 links, I'm still going to use back this, which is Cast when damage taken and Vortex of Projection. Okay, if you guys are interested to know, the mana cost for each Vortex of Projection is 27 mana. Okay, it is expensive. The cost is actually quite expensive, and this thing has no cooldown, but it has a cast time. Right, so if it procs on like 5 Frostbolt projectiles, you can probably see why it has so much mana cost right now. And this is why I also choose to take this mana nodes over here, because the leech is kind of important for this to keep coming out. Okay, like you can proc 1 is also good. Okay, if you want to use normal Vortex, it's fine as well. And you have Bone Chill and Unbound Ailment, which is where it is supported by this and it's very automatic. Auras, Hatred, Determination, Vow, Discipline. Nothing interesting to explain over here. Cosplay is still the same. Frostbolt, GMP, and Frostbite. For here, Frostbite, you can get a level 21 with 0 quality. Please do that. You do not need a 2020 GMP. It doesn't make sense. Your Frostbolt is not your main priority damage. It's just there for your Ice Nova to trigger on your Frostbolt. Okay? Next, this is the new thing. So in my mid budget, I was using Ancestral Cry. Okay? Now I'm using Enduring Cry. Honest suggestion, use anything. Okay, both works. Why I decided to use Enduring Cry is because, first of all, Endurance Charge is going to give me more damage when I take the Charge Mastery node. It gives me more resistance also. It gives me the physical damage reduction cap that I needed. Okay, if you do not have Endurance Charge, you can see I'm going to be like 84% on it. Right, so this is a really good addition to capping your physical damage reduction. However, if you use Ancestral Cry, it is also okay. The armor is going to bump up quite nicely, and you should have about 86 or 87% physical damage reduction. So this is honestly up to personal preference. Right, movement skill, Frostblink. Please don't go and buy what Frostblink of Wintry Blast, the other one, where is it? Here. So I have people asking me, why do you not use this? It has no cooldown. Guys, yes, it has no cooldown, but it has a cast time. It has a cast time of 0.85 seconds, and it's very, very slow. The whole reason why we want to use Frostblink is because, number 1, it is instant. You can spin while using this skill. It will not stop. Okay? 2, there is no cast time. There's a cooldown, but this is one solution for you to evade like a very big boss slam or those one-hit KO skills instantly. Like when you know you're in grave danger, when you see your EHP dropping down because of bleed, because of numerous attacks from monsters, you know that you are going to die, this is your emergency button. Blink out of it immediately. Nothing is going to stop you. Right, that's why it's always frost blink. Okay. This is the second aura, temperature and precision. Precision you can get it at level 21. Or yes, for the auras also you can get all of them at 21. Raw discipline just get at 20. Alright. And then the guard skill is automation and molten shell. Now some people might ask me why I can't use any other guard skills. Be my guest. You definitely can use it, but I think molten shell is the best because obviously first it scales with armor, right? So over here, buff can take damage equal to 10% of armor up to a maximum of 5,000. Okay, so which also means 10% of your armor, I have 31, is about 3,000. Yeah, so it's about 3,000. It's about the same thing as steel skin, right? However, this thing reflects damage and it grants you more armor on top of it, right? So I think this is kind of like the superior choice. But if you want steel skin for the bleed immune, then sure. Then in that case, you need some source of anti-corrupted blood mitigation. Okay, next up is the item. Now this is going to be complicated, so I need you guys to listen really carefully. Okay, cosplay, it is the same, nothing changed. If you want to know what changed, you cannot go above 20% quality right now because betrayal has changed, and so we are not scaling attack speed on our enchantment. I would suggest to just go for elemental damage per 2% quality. Okay, of course, have this at 14% attack speed, please. It is very important. Aegis Aura, nothing really much of a concern. If you can get this to as high armor and ES, the more the merrier, the better. You don't really need that increased elemental damage to other skills. Alright, everything else is set. So recover energy shield equal to 2% of armor when you block. This is the whole reason why also this build is so freaking tanky, because 30,000 armor, 2%, okay, let's just say 1% of your armor is 300, 2% means 600, right? Every hit or every block you take, you are going to instantly recover 600 ES. Any sort of block, 600 ES flat. So if there are 5 monsters hitting you and you block all 5, that's literally 3,000 ES right there. And that's why this thing is just so good and delicious. Okay, helmet. So for the helmet, this is the crafted one. Okay, I'm gonna explain briefly now, but then of course the steps to craft is literally in the Google spreadsheet. So what you want to do is you want to buy a Hubris circlet with a T1 resistance. Okay, you can be fire, cold, lightning, whichever, I don't care. Just get one of it first. Use the essence of rage on it so that you have, oh wait, you don't need essence, you don't need deafening essence, so you only need striking essence. Is more than enough. Striking essence will give you around that strength, alright, and you just need to roll for one more tier 1 or tier 2 resistance and then you are good. And this is where you start to throw in a greater Eldritch Echo, the red ones, and then you throw in a greater Eldritch Emblem and lesser Eldritch Echo. Okay, I'm always so confused by that. So when you do it, basically the saving exarch modifier is 1 tier higher than the Eldritch, and then there's Eater of World, right? This is where you use the Eldritch Chaos Orb, because when the saving exarch modifier is higher, it only rolls the prefix. Okay, it rolls the prefix, and all you need to do is hit any tier 1 or tier 2 ES. Okay, like you see, I hit this 86% increased energy shield. Okay, and just benchcraft one more maximum energy shield and you're good. If you have one more extra slot, just block something at Exalt Slam and pray. Yeah, nothing interesting. Body armor, incandescent heart. This is also another reason why this build is so tanky. Okay, this is armor and ES, right? First and foremost, so it contributes to this build. I don't really care about maximum life. I don't care about attack damage, leech. Gain 50% of elemental damage and extra chaos damage. Nice little small perk over here. 25% of elemental damage from hits taken as chaos damage. This is also the reason why we don't really have to worry about elemental damage, because we are chaos immune, which also means we mitigate straight flat up 25% of elemental damage that we take. Okay, and gloves, you have to use the incursion gloves. All right, this is the best. There's really nothing much to change about this already. Okay, so what I did here, right? Oh wait, the gloves is wrong. Okay, I need to change this. All right, the gloves is wrong. There's no incursion modifier here, so yeah, I'll change this. But what you want to search for is basically an incursion glove with the resistance modifier and at least 15% attack speed. And then you want to do the same thing as you did with the helmet. Throw in a greater Eldritch Ember, and then throw in a lesser Eldritch Eagle, and just use the Eldritch Chaos Orb to roll until you have at least one of the Armor or Energy Shield modifier. So over here, right, I prefer to use an Armor and Energy Shield base because the armor is quite decent. The armor is quite decent on the gloves. You should get around this kind of armor, or within 200 to 300 is also fine as well. It's not so bad. Okay, the gloves, the base intelligence based glove, right? Like those, what you call it, sorcerer gloves or something like that. Their maximum ES is only like 70, so it's really not quite of a significant difference, right? I would rather have this armor so that I can hit the benchmark of 30k armor much easier. Right, so roll until you get at least tier 1, tier 2 or even tier 3 of armor energy shield, and then just benchcraft increase damage while leeching. Right, because you're always leeching, so you always have you always have 40% increased damage. Okay, so yep, this is for the glove. For the slipper, there's really nothing you can do about it. You just gotta awaken up this slipper. Buy a hunter item that has increased, that you have tailwind when you do a critical strike, and then a crusader or a shaper item that has this increased cooldown recovery rate, and just awaken up it. Right, I did put in the description, or no, in the steps to craft, how you actually do this, and then just bench craft movement speed plus 100% chance to avoid being chill. Right, this is how we avoid being chill. Okay, so basically we have avoid being frozen, chill, ignite is like 60% only, so I don't think we shouldn't have a problem with ignite. Alright, and then tempest shield, so we are shock immune as well, so really nice there. Next one is this amulet. This amulet is the best item out of the whole build, I would say. Okay, +3 to all Ice Nova gems. Really nothing much to say. Just boost your damage. Alright, it has increased reservation efficiency of skill, and items have gem have 8% reduced attribute requirement. I think many of the players don't know how powerful this line is in COC. Okay, the more you have reduced attribute requirement, the more damage and survivability you can put on this build. Why? It's because let's say for Cosby, right, the requirement is actually 212 dex. That is very, very, very high. Okay, and then we are using determination, which is like 159 strength. It is also very high. If you have a lot of this reduced attribute requirement, you can forego finding attribute stats on your items like your rings, whatever, and then you can find resistance items. If you can find resistance items to replace your hubris circlet, I can more or less or guarantee you that even the inward crown is stronger than this, for sure. Right, so that's why the reduced attribute is really very strong on COC. Okay, and then oh yes, please annoying charisma. So charisma is over here. It gives you the increased effect, and of course 16% increased mana reservation efficiency of skills. Rings. I'm running out of breath. For the rings, right, just find a resistance ring. Oh wait, I don't know why it has changed. So what you want to do is you want to find a fractured 7% attack speed ring, resistance ring. Alright, throw in a deafening essence of sorrow so that you have dex, and then make sure you roll until you have a tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3 resistance. Alright, and then of course with energy shield as well. Now this is going to take quite a while, but this is kind of like the best way to make this ring. I don't see any other specific method that can do this ring really well. If you want to play around with the Necropolis Lake mechanic, by all means, I'm pretty sure you can. Alright, and then last but not least, benchcraft this it's minus 7 the total mana cost, but because I put this life and mana modifier, that's why it's minus 8. So why should I put this? If I were to put defense, let me show you my Ice Nova. Okay. Oh, do I need to save? Yeah, I need to save. Yeah, I need to save. You see, there will be a mana cost now. So that's why I say everything in terms of what I've actually done, right, is going to affect this build quite massively. So really just do think now that. Okay, the Cobalt Juniors should not be here. And then the other ring is the same. It's basically just to fulfill your resistance and ES. At the same time, you need the attack speed to cap your Cyclone attack speed at 10. Right? So you have to maintain it within 10 to 10.1. Okay? Cannot be anything less, cannot be anything higher. So it's really perfect right here, the numbers. For belt, so the belt is very simple actually. The belt, right, all you need to do is I will get a ES fractured belt. Okay, so what I'll do is I will get this. Okay, I will get a fractured crystal belt with ES, and then I will throw in a catalyst of defense first, and I will throw in a striking essence of rage so that you have strength. Make sure you roll for one more cold resistance. You can try to roll for more armor as well, and then just bench craft the last one, which is cooldown recovery rate. Okay, you do not need to find a shaper or crusader belt. You can use this bench craft. You will hit the 52% increased CDR ceiling, and that's why you can trigger 10 times on your COC. Right? So yeah, this is the build. It's just like that. First of all, I want to say there is currently no alternative to upgrade to Mage Blood or Headhunter. Yes, you can. Okay, you definitely can, but you need Awakened COC. Okay, first of all, you need Awakened COC. Second, you need Elevated. You need the Elevated cooldown recovery boost. Otherwise, you will not and never be able to hit it for sure. Right? So I will try to update this in the POB, but I would say it's a very long stretch. For those of you that has played this build, I'm pretty sure you know how it works. Okay, you need an Awakened COC, and you need the Elevated boots. So what I advise is, I know Awakened COC 6 is crazy. The price is insane. It's like 180 div. Right? I think so. Should I just search for the memes? Let's go. Level 6. Wow. Just wow. Honestly, I don't know who will buy this. Like, I really don't know who in the right mind will buy this. Okay? The solution is very simple. If you want to play Mage Blood or Headhunter, and you do not want to buy Awakened CFC6. So let's just say if you have a... Oh wait, why do I already have this here? Well done. Okay. So, okay, Incandescent Heart. What I will do is, obviously you need to get the Elevator boots, kind of mandatory. Okay. So you need it at, I think it's 18%. Yeah, it's 18%, I think. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this here first. What I will do is I will buy an incandescent heart with a +1 to socketed gems. Simple. Take. You have an awakened cast on crit level 5. Voila. It'll be level 9 now. And you hit the 52% mark already. Then you go, you don't have to buy awakened COC 6, guys. Okay, so I don't know if you're feeling filthy rich, then please by all means buy the awakened COC 6. But otherwise, yeah, just do this. Just do this, it's not a problem, and then you can change the belt. Right? I'm pretty sure you can change your belt and you won't have any problems. So that's it. For the notes, right? This is just basically the mods that you cannot do. Okay? And then these are the mods that is dangerous. I will say they are dangerous, especially reduce block, reduce aura, maximum resistance, and please don't ever do this. Like, I have many of the players coming to me asking why are they not triggering so much. Like, it's very inconsistent. And then when I look at their map mod, they have this. Like, guys, please. Okay, so just reroll all of these mods if I were you. Alright, so I'm gonna show you guys a few showcase of how this build works. So the first up I'm gonna do is a invitation I've already wrote. So this is the mod. Alright, let's just go. This is the twisted. Let's get it. I might lag a little bit, so bear with me. So yes, it's actually very smooth. I literally can just stand still and still not die. So it just explains how super tanky this build is, man. But the only problem really is just dot damage. Yeah, you gotta be very wary about dot damage, okay? Oh what? He ran away. Yeah, plus having the CI is just so awesome. Die? Yeah, it's not like the fastest, you know, it's not like the fastest hitter. It doesn't have like crazy amount of damage, but it takes time. Alright guys, I'm gonna show you a gameplay of this build right now. So before I start, right, just wanna let you know the strat that I'm gonna showcase is also the shrine with Elder map. This is what I've been doing recently. And what I really want you to focus is basically the tankiness of this build. Okay, so let's just go. Whatever. Yeah, it's the damage is pretty decent, but what's amazing is really just the tankiness of this build. So every single shrine will have a map atlas boss. Okay, I'm just gonna kill this first. I was supposed to stand in the center to show you guys, but I kind of like completely forgotten about that. Oh, I should. Okay, shit, I should not have taken that. Never mind. I'll find another shrine and then I will show you. Like I will literally stand on it. Okay, let me see if I can find one. Yeah, there's a shrine there. Just give me a second. Let me clear this first, because I don't want to come back. Okay. There's a shrine here, right? So the shrine will consist of about 1 to 2 atlas boss. So there's only one here. There's not really a lot of monsters, but you can see okay, the monsters is not really a lot, but you can see I'm literally doing nothing. Okay, I'll go to the next shrine and I will see if there's more monsters to show. Okay. And later at the boss, right? Oops. Oh, there's 2 shrines here. Okay, so there will be like 2 map atlas boss. Yeah, they're freezing. They're freezing a lot. So I'm not really taking a lot of damage. Okay, this is not a good example. Let me just kill this quickly and move on. Yeah, the boss will spawn 3 atlas boss later, like the what is this? Is it Enslaver? I think it is. I think it is. I can't remember, but I know it's just one of the boss. at the phase 3, he will actually spawn 3 more Atlas boss, and this is where later I am just gonna stand there and show you that I can tank all of them. Okay. So yeah, this build, like I mentioned, we have dropped the armor by about I think about 20,000, but actually the armor is not like super extremely important. Okay, 30k I think is actually more than enough. Right, let's go. Alright. Oops, that's the wrong one. There's another shrine here. Okay. In the boss. Oh my god, the lag. Is that the... Yeah, I think that's the invulnerable shrine. So annoying. Yep. There is 2 shrine inside. Well done. Let me just clear this up. Yeah, there's a very weird fog map. Let's go. Okay, boss time. Okay, inside the boss, right? The phase 1 and phase 2 is the normal bossing, but the phase 3 will spawn 3 more, about 3 more additional Atlas boss. Okay, let's hope it's 3 so that I can really show you, like I can just stand there and do nothing. Okay, let's go. Quick. Should I just stand here for a while first? Okay, fine.
Mortal flesh is so fallible.
Okay, this is taking too much time. I'm gonna kill him first. This is taking too much time. Okay, phase 1 over. Phase 2. Come on. Don't lag on me.
Mortal flesh is so fallible.
Oh my god. Okay, done. Okay, so now, right, the Maven will spawn additional Atlas boss inside. Okay. Yep, there we go. See? There's so many. I'm literally just gonna stand here. Okay? I'm literally just gonna stand here and show you I can tank all of them. It's just nuts. The number of physical damage mitigation on this build is just insane. Plus like Aegis Aura, block, recover, ES, recover. I don't know, I can stand here forever and probably the boss will just die, I think. Is there any chance? Maybe? But yeah. And the damage is also very decent, so I guess this is good enough already. Wait, did one of the boss die? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, it did not. Okay, it did not. Okay, it did not. Yeah, I'm gonna kill them now. Here we go. Right. Alright, that comes to the end of this guide. I want to end it off by saying I do not know if I will do an update version of the upgraded build further on from here, because it seems like the economy is really dying. It's very hard to find items and it's kind of like hard to farm also. Plus, I don't really have much time. So yeah, I really do not know, but if you have to choose between, like, you know, deciding you want to upgrade this build onwards, you can actually hop onto my Discord and ask me or ask anybody around. Alright, belts to choose from, but Headhunter versus Mage Blood. I will say this build, to just go with Mage Blood. Right, Mage Blood is better for this build because it scales a lot of armor. We are very tanky, so it is definitely way better. Okay, way better with Mage Blood than Headhunter. Right, I will see you guys in the next video. Probably the next one is like strategy or a new strategy. Right, goodbye.